And despite the growing India-US bonhomie, India is likely to continue with its strong ties with Russia. India has not taken any sides in the Russia-Ukraine war. At the same time, India has called for an end to the fighting. So India is definitely charting a path of its own. That has become more than evident in the budget that was presented this morning as well. It was presented by the Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman. Her budget speech lasted 1 hour, 25 minutes. The main focus of the budget is to help create a prosperous and inclusive society by 2047. That is when India would be completing 100 years of independence. India aspires to be a superpower by then, and India has a blueprint ready for the next 25 years leading to 2047. The coming 25 years have been aptly branded by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi as Amrit Khal in Hindu religious scriptures. Amrit Khal is regarded as an auspicious period, the period with plethora of opportunities. Sitharaman called today's budget as the first in Amrit Khal. Sitharaman said India would be spending $550.7 billion in the upcoming fiscal. That is an increase of over 7% from the last budget. India's focus is on ramping government spending to boost economic growth and create jobs. After all, there is a general election in 2024. The BJP-led NDA is seeking a third consecutive term. And then there are a slew of state elections scheduled this year as well. Let's just analyze the budget in some detail first. Let's start with the 7 priority areas of the government in the budget. They were spelled out by the minister in her budget address. The 7 priorities have been called as Saptarishi, which would guide India in the Amrit Khal. The 7 areas of focus being inclusive development, reaching the last mile, infrastructure and investment, unleashing the potential, green growth, youth power, financial sector. And a big takeaway is increased spending on capital expenditure. It entails spending on infrastructure and connectivity. It includes expenses on railway and aviation sectors, and these sectors generate massive employment. India's capex is slated to be over $122 billion in 2023 to 24, and that would be 3.3% of the GDP. That is an increase of 33% from last year. Similarly, India will also ramp up its defense, education, and health spending. Let's now talk about the focus on green energy transition. India will be introducing these initiatives to achieve transition towards a green economy as the country eyes achieving net zero emissions by 2070. Enhanced funding for energy storage projects, renewable energy evacuation, a green credit program, the PM Pranam scheme or the PM program for restoration, awareness, nourishment and amelioration of Mother Earth, promoting the use of biogas, afforestation of mangroves. The Finance Minister also announced the creation of 3 centers of excellence. She said these centers would boost India's artificial intelligence or AI capabilities. She said the focus is on Make AI in India and making AI work for India. Further, India would be investing $367 million in its semiconductor mission. The investment expediting development of semiconductor ecosystems in India. At present, India relies entirely on imports to meet its semiconductor requirements. Leading industry players will partner in conducting interdisciplinary research and develop cutting-edge applications and scalable problem solutions in the areas of agriculture, health, and sustainable cities. And this will galvanize an effective AI ecosystem and nurture quality human resources in the field. And finally, let's look at how the budget would impact the common man. For starters, the income tax rebate limit has been increased to 7 lakh rupees. The limit was previously 5 lakh rupees. The tax slabs have been reduced to 5 from 7. And the news is expected to bring a lot of cheer in the large sections of the Indian middle class. We also get you a list of the items that have got expensive and what all has become cheaper, what gets costlier: vehicles, cigarettes, precious metals, bicycles, toys. What's gotten cheaper? Inputs for mobile phone manufacturing, lithium iron cells, aeroplanes, other aircraft, specific inputs for electric vehicles. And I would like to end the story on a lighter note. The Parliament burst into laughter after the minister's slip of tongue. She mistakenly called for replacing the old political class while speaking about the old vehicle replacement policy. We hope the budget outcomes evoke similar sentiment among all the Indians.
Vehicle replacement is an important continuing policy, replacing the old political, I know, replacing, absolutely, thank you, replacing old polluting vehicles, may be applicable, right? Replacing old polluting vehicles is an important part of greening our economy.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.